are you, man? You guys good? God bless you guys.
I can't believe I missed that. Missed the picture.
What a treat. One of you want to come on one side? I have some prepared remarks, but I have to warn you in advance, there's no light here, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read them. Good afternoon. Sorry we're a few minutes late. What a room, man. Quite a personal privilege. Sheila and I just attended a very sad funeral for a guy who was known to many in this state, particularly in Essex County. And I knew him a little bit. He was a great guy to me, even though we didn't know him. We didn't know each other real well, but keep Kevin Ryan and his family, the late under-sheriff in Essex County, who was promoted to chief of department posthumously at the cathedral today. So God bless him and God rest his soul. I'm honored to be with so many incredible people here today, beginning with the woman I have always referred to. How lucky am I that I get to go to work every day with this Lieutenant Governor. Let's get it for Sheila. And I don't know where we would be without her. We first met many years ago, and she is now our extraordinary treasurer, another great colleague, Liz Moyle. Come on, right. And we have an extraordinary, I'm good, thank you, but actually I'll let you know, I may come back to you. We've got an extraordinary group of folks standing up here with me today, and also in the back and along the side. Faith leaders, AFSCME, ATU, Blue Wave, New Jersey, CWA's in the house, Enviro NJ, Garden State Equality, International Union of Journeymen and Allied Trades, League of Conservation Voters, Lupe PAC, Make the Road NJ, Moms Demand Action, NAACP, New Jersey Citizen Action, NJEA, New Jersey, any educators in here? Just checking. New Jersey Policy Perspective, NJ SMART, NJ Working Families, Planned Parenthood, Ridgewood Jolt, SEIU 32, BJ, Sierra Club, and many more. So thank you all so much for coming out today. Last Thursday, I think that was the last time we were together with members of the press, the legislature sent to my desk a budget for fiscal year 2019. This budget makes positive initial investments in areas in which there is broad agreement. More funding for our public schools, a nearly tripling of funding for NJ Transit, and property tax relief. And there are several elements to that property tax relief. I'm going to argue it's the most historic step toward property tax relief of any state budget, to name just a few of our shared priorities. These are investments that not only I and we support, but which are broadly supported by the people behind me. Reform groups, communities of color, our faith communities, our small businesses, organized labor, the progressive community, and on and on. But nothing in life is free. And we now have documented that the legislative leadership's plan is nearly $1 billion short in being able to cover these needed investments. This budget marks a return to Chris Christie's New Jersey. And silly me, I thought we had moved on. It relies on short-term revenues for long-term problems, the type of budget that led to the 11 credit downgrades we experienced over the past 8 years. And that's not abstract. New Jersey taxpayers and our future have literally and figuratively paid the price for these gimmicks and one-shots or two-shots. Our Treasury team, comprised of people who directed the revenue estimating efforts for the Office of Legislative Services until just last year, spent considerable time since last Thursday going line by line through the legislature's budget. They reevaluated every proposed source of revenue and every proposed savings and spending item the legislature included. And time after time, they came to the same result. The legislature's budget would close the upcoming fiscal year almost $1 billion short of achieving this administration's target ending funding balance. It's $855 million to be precise. The legislature's budget would end with a $104 million deficit and absolutely no dollars in surplus, zeroing out our proposed $751 million surplus. I know I've taken some heat for comparing the legislature's budget to a Christie budget, but even Governor Christie never signed a budget with a surplus under $300 million, and most were far higher. In other words, forget us returning to this crisis a year from now. New Jersey would be facing an immediate fiscal emergency. And it doesn't have to be this way. Last Thursday, I directed Treasury staff to sit down with OLS and both chambers to walk through together why the legislative revenues and savings don't add up. It was a productive meeting, with Treasury providing detailed supporting documentation requested by both OLS and the leaders. Despite that collaborative effort, the legislature went ahead that night and approved their budget as proposed, ignoring Treasury's warnings regarding over $500 million in unsubstantiated savings. Let me be clear, falling nearly $1 billion short would put every investment we need to make in our schools, our hospitals, our communities, our small businesses, in mass transit, in social programs, and in core programs the people of New Jersey depend upon. All of that would be put at risk. I cannot sign a budget I know will ultimately hurt the very people it needs to lift up, and I won't sign it. I cannot sign. I cannot sign a budget which I know is unbalanced. Our state constitution actually prohibits me from enacting anything but a balanced budget. Moreover, I cannot sign this budget at this time on principle. We must have a budget built on sustainable, reliable, and real revenues. No short-term gimmicks, no gains, no phantom savings from audits. By example, from audits we've not even done yet. I remain, by the way, I'm okay with audits, but we can't score something we haven't even started. I remain committed to enacting a balanced budget on time, and we still have 5+ days to go. There is plenty of time to get this done, and there is no logical reason it can't be done. In fact, I've called a meeting for a little bit later this afternoon with the broader legislative leadership teams from each chamber to get at it, or to continue to get at it. I remain committed to tax fairness for millionaires and billionaires, to closing corporate loopholes, and to resetting the sales tax absent any other workable and sustainable solutions. We put on the table a budget that would close with a $751 million surplus. We have time to close a nearly $1 billion gap, but only if we are willing to put politics and the old Christie way of doing business aside and work together to change the way we finance our state's future. We can and we must get this done for the people of this state. We have an historic opportunity to change the direction of our state